This is a practice test on analyzing Ethernet LAN switching. So firstly, I want to really apologize for the delay in getting this video out. Unfortunately, it's been delayed quite a lot now, and there have been other videos that have been delayed. So I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying my best to get them out as soon as possible for you guys. This is a practice test which is based on the video I did last Wednesday, which was a lesson on Ethernet LAN switching concepts, and so this video is now a practice test based on that video. So I hope you've had a chance to either review that video or read up on Ethernet LAN switching. If you have the official CCNA cert guide, it's chapter 5. So without further ado, let's get into the test. So question number 1 is, how can one filter the dynamic MAC address entries on a switch to specifically see the entry for fast Ethernet 0/5? How can one filter the dynamic MAC address table entries on a switch to specifically see the entries for the entry for fast Ethernet 0/5? So please pause the video, have a think. 10 seconds I'll give you, and then please resume the video when you're ready. Okay, so I hope you had a chance to think about the answer, and now I will continue the answer. So the answer is show MAC address table dynamic interface fast Ethernet 0/5. So it's very important to know the parameters. So firstly, show MAC address tables, what we normally use to view a whole MAC address table. But now we want to filter that, so dynamic. It was just specifically querying for dynamic entries, but we go even further now. So interface fast Ethernet 0/5. So we're specifying an interface, and we're saying the interface that we are interested in is fast Ethernet 0/5. And so there we only get the result now for fast Ethernet 0/5. Okay, let's get into the next question. So question number 2, true or false? A 10/100 switch interface is classed as a fast Ethernet switch interface. True or false? Please have a think and pause the video if you like, and then resume when you're ready. Okay, and the answer is true. So a 10/100 interface is most definitely a fast Ethernet interface. Question number 3. A new Cisco Catalyst switch can start switching upon powering it on and connecting it with Ethernet cables. Why? Give 3 reasons. Okay, please have a think, and then resume the question, resume the video, when you are ready. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the answer is, firstly, the interfaces are enabled by default. All interfaces are signed to VLAN 1, and 10/100 and 10/100/1000 interfaces use auto negotiation by default. These 3 things together are what are enabling our switches to get up or get to right off the bat power on, plug in, and start switching, because we have our interfaces are enabled by default. They're signed to VLAN 1, 10/100, 10/100/1000 interfaces are using auto negotiation by default. This is what's enabling us to power on, plug in, start switching. So question number 4, what command would you use to see the incoming and outgoing packet counters for a particular interface ID? What command would you use to see the incoming and outgoing packet counters for a particular interface ID? Okay, please have a think, pause the video, and then resume when you're ready. Okay, and the answer is show interfaces, insert your interface ID, in this case is fast Ethernet 0/1, and counters. So show interfaces, insert the interface ID, counters. Show interfaces, insert the interface ID, counters. Show interfaces, insert your interface ID, counters. So show interfaces, fast Ethernet 0/1, counters. That's how would we do it. And here we see our inbound unicast packets, inbound multicast packets, inbound broadcast packets, outbound unicast packets, outbound multicast packets, outbound broadcast packets. It's given us that specific interface for inbound and outbound packets for that specific interface. Question number 5. What command would one use to see the number of static entries in a MAC address table? What commands would one use to see the number of static entries in a MAC address table? Please pause the video, have a think, and then resume the question when you are ready. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The answer is show MAC address table, count, static. So show MAC address table, count, static. Okay, so the syntax here need to be very important. We know the order. So show MAC address table, similar to what we've done before. We're starting with show MAC address table. We want to see we're querying the MAC address table. We're querying for specific information. So show MAC address table, count, static. Okay. We're looking for particular counting information, counter information, counter data, and that is static entries. And so now we can see total MAC address table. So total MAC addresses is 12. Question number 6. What command would you use to configure the aging time of a MAC table to 600 seconds? What command would you use to configure the aging time of a MAC table to 600 seconds? Please have a think and then resume the question when you're ready. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the answer is MAC address table, aging time 600. MAC address table, aging time 600. We need to be in global configuration mode here. So you can see config in brackets. MAC address table, aging time 600. So similar to before, where we will point show MAC address to see the number of static MAC address entries, or trying to see counting data for fast Ethernet 0/1. We wanted to see inbound and outbound packets. We started off with show MAC address table. Here is MAC address table. Okay, so similar. We're not pointing show. We just point MAC address table. MAC address table, and then aging time. We are wanting to configure now. We're doing a configuration. We want to configure the aging time 600. We define it in seconds. We define that in seconds. So 600, which is 10 minutes. Question number 7. How can one restore the default switch aging timer on a Cisco switch? How can one restore the default switch aging timer on a Cisco switch? Please have a think and then resume the video when you are ready. Okay, and the answer is no MAC address table aging time. So a bit similar to what we did before. We're not configuring aging time. We want to restore the default aging time. But it's similar. So we don't specify any seconds here. It's just, but everything else here stays the same, but we add a no here. So that's what we've done. We've added no to that MAC address table aging time, to that string of commands, parameters, whatever you want to call them. But we are adding no at the start. We're putting no, that negative, which is now, and what that means to iOS is that, hey, let's the aging time that's configured, we're going to take that away, and we're going to put you back on the default aging timer. Okay, last question. How can one set the aging time specifically for VLAN 1 to 600 seconds? How can one set the aging time specifically for VLAN 1 to 600 seconds? Please have a think and then resume the video when you're ready. Okay, and the answer is MAC address table aging time 600 VLAN 1. Okay, so what we've done here, just like before, MAC address table, we're starting off there. You can see there's a theme, or there's a pattern where show MAC address table when we're trying to query for data, show MAC address table, configurations, MAC address table. We're starting with MAC address table or show MAC address table. Aging time 600. We've seen this before, where aging time and 600. A few questions back, where we had to configure the aging time to 600 seconds. We're doing the same thing here, but for just a specific VLAN. So this order stays the same. That all stays the same, but we just whack that VLAN 1 at the end. That comes right at the end. So we follow that all the syntax that we did before, but here we stick VLAN 1 at the end to tell iOS that, hey, we just want to configure this for VLAN 1. Please do not touch our other VLANs. It's just VLAN 1. It's just VLAN 1. Sorry, trying to get my green pen out. Just VLAN 1 we want to be configuring here. So unlike what we did before here, where it was 600 seconds, but that was basically a global setting, a global configuration, all VLANs, everything. For everything, we just specifically defining here for just VLAN 1. So that brings us to the end of this practice test. So I hope this has benefited you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Always appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.